Hey there, everybody. I have in front of me the Final Fantasy trading card game. So I know I typically do dead games, but I thought it'd be fun to check out a game that is currently in print and a little more obscure. So I actually bought a two-player starter deck. So one side is going to be Cloud and Avalanche from Final Fantasy VII. The other is going to be Shinra, the evil Shinra Corporation, and sort of duke it out. This is a game that I think is kind of obscure in North America, and correct me if I'm wrong, I had a little trouble finding this, but I found these two starters for $10 as a pair together. So I'm just gonna try this out with a friend that should be here momentarily, and we'll play a game and kind of go through the mechanics, offer our thoughts. Initial thought is I love the way these cards feel. They feel kind of thicker, and it's just kind of a nice change from some of the other games I play. So who knows, this is gonna be a reoccurring thing, but I thought it would just be a fun little experiment to try out a new game. So hope you stay tuned, and let's get to playing. Welcome everybody. We just read the rulebook. I'm joined by my friend Aaron, who has agreed to be our test dummy. So, you know, as I said, I usually talk about dead card games. It's kind of fun to see what a modern card game that isn't Magic is going to look like. So we're just gonna hop right into it. So I'm gonna draw, we're both drawing our hands, which start at 5. And I'm gonna go first to show how a turn works. So this game has forwards and backups. The backups are kind of like lands, they generate mana. The unit cost is in the top left. So you can discard a card to generate mana. So if I'm gonna discard Tifa, put her into, I think it's called the break pile, and put down a backup that costs 2. So the cost is here 2 red counter CP, they're called. So I discarded Tifa, she gives me 2 CP, and because she's red, they're 2. So now I have 1 CP I can use next turn. I'm looking at my hand. I actually also forgot to draw a card. You draw a card to start the turn. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass to Aaron.
So I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Yep, so he draws 2 because he's the second player, and to help reduce the first card, or first mover advantage.
I'm going to discard 1 to my break zone, cast a backup summoner. And then that is all I'm going to do. I'm gonna pass
Okay, so I'm going to draw 2. Let's see if we can get some forwards out. So forwards are going to be your attackers. I'm thinking actually maybe I want to get a few more backups just to help solidify my, so I untap this, or I think undull it. So I'm going to put another one in. I can't use it first turn, but she is there. I'm going to discard Marlene. It's going to give me 2 mana, and then I'm going to dull this guy, and I'm gonna get Vincent out. It's probably not even the best one to play, but we're just playing. So Vincent has 7,000 power, and that's all I'm gonna do for my turn. And since he came in this turn, from what I understand, he has sort of summoning sickness, if you will, or he can't attack on his first turn. So I'm passing to Aaron now.
I'm going to undull my card, draw 2.
I'm gonna see if I can put some music over this. I feel like Square Enix will come after me. That look like the battle music in from like Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah, I think you have to put it in. Just get the,
just gonna get immediately flagged.
Get the strike right away. Just get it over with.
This account can't afford another strike.
I'm going to discard Reno, and I'm going to discard Hades to cast Hades. And it says choose 1. Oh. This is terrible. Okay. Wow, I've totally screwed up because you have no dull forward.
Well,
so I guess,
do you want to take it back, or we?
No, that's okay.
I think that's supposed to kind of be like an instant or a sorcery, yes, right? But it's okay. We're learning the game.
We're learning the game. It's
okay.
Your turn.
All right. So I'm undulling my backs, so I have 2 kind of mana in my pocket, if you will. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna discard this Miner, and I'm gonna play an Evoker, so it's gonna be another mana later. Did I remember to draw 2 cards? I think I did remember to draw 2 cards. It's hard to remember. And since I see he doesn't have any forwards, I'm going to attack with Vincent. So he attacks for 7,000.
So I take 1 damage.
He takes 1 damage, yep. So the way damage works is you take a card off the top of your deck and you put it off to the side, and when you hit 7, then that player loses. So it's kind of a nice way to keep track of life force. It's physically your deck, so you lose either if you have 7 cards that are lost from 7 damage, or you run out of cards in your deck. And the decks are 50. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm passing it to Aaron.
So I'm gonna tap this, and I'm gonna do the same thing I tried to do last time. And I'm gonna choose a dull forward. I'm gonna break it.
Yep, so
and
he's
that
dead.
forward's controller discards a card from their hand.
Oh, okay, that's kind of crappy. So I have no hand right now. So I think hand control seems to be a big part of this game. This is our first match. It's off to me, so I'm gonna draw 2 cards. And we like what we got. So I'm gonna use my 3 backs, and I'm gonna deploy Barrett, who is a forward that has 7,000 power, and he can't attack this turn, but I think this is gonna be a start of a little bit like an Avalanche, getting some Avalanche members out, which were the not terrorist organization of Final Fantasy VII. So off to Aaron.
You say not terrorists. I
They
say
were-
blow up my factory.
Yeah, they're just Shinra Electric is just an honest utility company. You know, they're just trying to get some Mako from the Earth. Nothing to see here, guys. You know, no judgment.
So, I'm really struggling here with some cost issues.
So Aaron seems like I have a pretty solid back right now, so I'm always going to get at least 3 CP, 2 red, and 1 of the lightning. So that's a pretty solid foundation to sort of build a game off of, from what I understand. Aaron only has 1, so if I was him, I'd try to get a little more backups out. He also has a bigger hand than I have, so I only have 1 card in my hand.
I'm gonna use another summon again. It says choose 2 of the following 4 actions. Choose 1 active forward. I believe that is Barrett.
That's Barrett.
Deal 7,000 damage to it.
Okay, so Barrett is dead.
The other ones don't do anything, so
Okay.
I'll skip that. Your turn.
Okay.
Just playing solid control here.
Yeah, no, really, I can't seem to get anything out. So I'm gonna draw 2 here. Let's see, what do I want to do? I'm gonna spend 3 here, and I'm gonna play Jessie. She's a 7,000 power forward, and then I'm gonna discard this red one and get 2 CP to deploy this back. And she says, when Sage enters, I can choose a forward and it gains haste. So that sort of summoning sickness or inability to attack in the first turn is gone. So I'm going to attack with Jessie for 7,000, and Aaron's gonna take 1 damage. Nice, okay.
So it's gonna start my turn. I'm gonna de-dull my things, draw 2 cards.
So we will note, as he thinks that there's, much like Magic, there's several sort of attack phases. You don't have to attack with all the characters at that time. We're just kind of not very good at the game, so I think we're having a pretty rookie experience. So he just put another back out. So that'll kind of generate some passive CP going forward. Interesting. Okay, so he discarded 2, and 1 was a blue and 1 was a red.
Yep. One was a purple one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, purple. So now we have Rufus out. Does Rufus do anything when he comes in?
No, he does not. He just has First Strike and Brave. He does have an Enter the Battlefield ability. When you enter the battlefield, you can play 2 Frost and 2 Lightning and 2 of anything, and then you can choose a job member of the Turks with the different names in your break zone and play them onto the field. But
Oh, that's kind of nice.
I don't have the mana to do that, so I'm just
Okay.
putting him down as the 9,000.
All right, my turn. So I'm going to untap everything. So don't love having Rufus out. So we picked up Wedge and Zach. He's kind of interesting. All right, so I think we're gonna play Wedge. he only costs 1 because I have another Avalanche team member out. So now I have 2 7,000s. So that's kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna not attack this turn and wait. So passing to Aaron.
I'm gonna undull my card, draw 2.
So a couple things that I just noticed about this game, there's definitely a lot of similarities in the keywords to Magic. But I think there's a nice different flavor to this game that I find kind of fun so far in our 10 minutes of playing. So we'll see what Aaron's gonna do here. If he attacks with Rufus, it's power 9,000, so he could kill either of my guys, but I think all the damage would be blocked. I don't think I would take the damage.
I am going to attack with Rufus.
Okay.
Matt's checking the rules right now, but is about to find out how sorely he's mistaken.
Oh, actually, if any of the damage gets through, then I take damage. So I'm going to just draw 1 from the top and lose it. So goodbye to Wedge.
And Rufus didn't dull here because he has the ability Brave, which functions like Vigilance.
Yep, so he does not dull. Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 here. And undull everything. I'm going to use 4 CP, or mana, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to throw Zach out, who is like Cloud's alter ego, I guess. So Zach is an 8,000 power, and whenever Zach or a fire forward enters, I can choose an opponent's forward and deal 2,000 damage. So I'm going to do 2,000 damage to Rufus, which puts him in a bit of an odd strategic position, because now when I attack with these 2 Avalanche members, they both deal 7,000, and if he blocks either of them, Rufus will die.
So you're attacking with both?
I will attack with both, yes.
So I believe I'm gonna block Wedge.
Okay.
Rufus has first strike.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Yeah, sorry, excuse my language. This is a PG channel. PG.
So I believe he doesn't take any damage and just deals 7,000.
I think you're right. So
This makes up for my critical error earlier.
I think Wedge is dead. That's fine.
I take 1 damage.
Jesse does go through. Yeah, so takes 1 damage.
Now this card is an X burst. So when I take the damage, it says when it enters the field, search for 1 job remnant other than the card named Kaja and add it to my hand. So I'm going to search my library.
I'm just going to bring this up a little bit for the camera. The X burst it's an interesting mechanic where basically if you lose this as part of your damage, then you get to use this ability. I think it's supposed to help kind of swing the game a little bit towards the other player. If one player is losing kind of badly, then you can kind of swing things a little bit. So that's sort of the intent there. Kind of a fun mechanic to play around with.
So I'm taking this card.
Okay.
It's another remnant.
Does it go into your hand? Or does it go
it goes into my
hand.
hand.
Okay.
I just put it down for that.
So, okay, interesting. Cannot seem to kill Rufus. I was kind of hoping to take out Rufus. All right, I'm going to pass to Aaron.
So I'm going to draw 2. So I'm going to discard to my break zone a summoner to put down another summoner. I'm going to tap the Bard for 2 CP. I'm going to put down Yazoo.
I think the Bard only gives you 1 CP, but you can
sorry.
use, so all of them, it's a bit confusing, but they're all going to generate the bottom amount, so it's always usually 1, I think.
So I'm going to put down Yazoo, and it says, when Yazoo enters the field, choose 1 character opponent controls and dull it.
Okay.
So I'm going to dull Zach.
Not Zach. Cloud's, like, what was the deal with Zach? Was he like Cloud's alter ego? No, he was
I think so.
He's actually the soldier first
And I'm
class.
going to discard Black Mage to put down Alina, and she has haste. And if you control a character named Rufus, Alina gains 2,000 power.
Okay. So that's, is Elena, she the lady member of the Turks? Is that what she is?
She actually can't attack, though, because I don't...
But she has haste, right?
But I need another Turk.
Oh, for her to be able to attack?
Yeah, but I'll just attack with Rufus, so you take 1.
Okay, I'm losing it off the top here. Another wedge. So we're just using a starter deck, so there's definitely like 4 copies of a lot of stuff in here, and I'm not entirely sure about, you know, rules of making a deck. These are fun, cheap decks. All right, my turn?
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna draw 2. All right, untap all this stuff. One of the things I'm running into is my hand is almost entirely lightning mana, and I don't really, all my backs, I only have 1 non-lightning mana, so that's a little annoying here. I'm gonna tap this, and I'm gonna deploy Biggs. These guys also untap. I'm gonna deploy Biggs. And Zach has this nice passive ability. Whenever a category 7, so a Final Fantasy 7 character enters, which I believe he is, I deal 2,000 damage. So I'm gonna deal 2,000 damage to, I guess, that. Actually, let's do it to her, because I think Elena would get 2,000 damage there. And that's 1. I'm gonna discard Marlene and deploy Barrett. And I think I can deal another 2,000 damage because he just entered. So I'm gonna deal that to, I will deal it to Rufus this time. Okay, what do I wanna do here? So I can attack with Zach, and I'm actually just going to attack with Zach. So Zach is 8,000. So I think with Zach, I can pretty easily kill any member of the party. Because even with Rufus's first strike, he's only going to deal 7,000 damage, so Zach will kill him. So it's a tough decision for Aaron to make.
I'm just not going to block it. Take the damage.
Who's saying? Oh, Reno. It's a funny Reno picture. All right, Aaron's turn.
I'm going to undull my cards. I'm going to draw 2.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I'm not doing that I could be doing here, but kind of got a basic flow going.
I'm going to cast Reno.
Okay.
Down here, I guess. And
while Aaron thinks, I'm just going to talk because I think it's fun to play. I'm used to playing these dead games that have kind of like unoptimized rules. This seems like that, you know, they have a bit more of a modern flair to it, so it's kind of nice.
I'm going to party these 2 up and attack, and I'm going to attack with Rufus as well.
Okay, so party is, I think you add up, they're like the same types. I think they're both like, I don't know, Turks or something. I forget how it works.
Does it have to be the same type?
I'm not sure. Oh, the same element.
Of the same element. So I actually can't party these up. Great point.
I think you could do the 2 Turks maybe, right?
I could party these guys up. But you can only block with 1 character, correct? Is that what I was saying?
I think you can block a party with more than 1 character. I think you can block with more than 1 character, maybe. Intermission. Put in some waiting music.
Who may choose to block with their forwards? Yeah.
So we can block with more than 1.
Interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna party these all up.
Okay. Because they're all.
They both share it with Rufus, so Rufus is gonna be a little party leader here.
Oh, interesting. Because I guess you could party
I'm
the
hopeful,
blue,
yeah.
and then the. We'll give it to you. I don't know how it works. So forming a party, basically, this is treated like 1 character, but 1 character that has a power of 9,000 plus 7,000 plus 5,000, so 21,000. So that's quite a bit. I'm just going to take the damage because I think that it's a better decision than wiping out my team here. So I'm going to take 1, and that's all for me. And then those 2 stay dulled. He's untold because he has Brave. All right, my turn. All right, let's see what I draw here. Drawing 2 and untap all my stuff here. Okay, this is good. So I'm going to tap these 3 fire, and I'm going to throw out a soldier 3rd class. When a soldier 3rd class enters, I deal 2,000 damage via Zach. So I'm going to deal 2,000 to Rufus once again. And what I'm going to do is form a party with my Avalanche guys. And so they each have a text. When 2 or more Avalanche forwards form a party and attack. So these 3 are all going to attack. Actually, I'm going to attack with these guys as a party and then Zach separately. So when they form a party, I get to draw a card because of Biggs, which is a nice little benefit. And all the forwards in that party gain, that forward cannot be broken. So kind of like invulnerability. And then I also get to search for Cloud via her game text. So this is a 1 forward that's 21,000 as a party, and then 1 that's 8,000. So I'm searching for Cloud right now because that's what Jessie allows me to do. Because I think she always had like a crush on Cloud. Is that kind of, that was like the meta there? So Aaron, what are you gonna do? We have 8,000 attacking and then a party of 21,000.
I'm gonna block the 8,000 with Reno.
Okay, so I think it's still gonna get through though, right?
No, Reno has, because I control Rufus, he gets 1,000 power in first strike.
Oh, fuck.
So I believe he will kill Zach. I will take 1 damage.
I think you're right then, yeah. So Zach is now dead, and you're gonna take 1 damage. Okay.
And these are dull.
Yep, these are all dull. You're correct.
All right.
Okay, well, this is actually gonna be a little pretty close here. I'll just say that.
Drawing 2.
I think I might have drawn a win con though. So Cloud is very good in this game, I'll just say. And so being able to grab him via Jessie is a big thing.
So I'm going to discard the Black Mage, and when Black Mage is put into the break zone, choose 1 dull forward, deal 4,000 damage. Okay, that's not going to do anything for me, but I guess I'll do it to that guy.
Oh, but he's not dull. He's.
Oh, you're right. Great point. So I'll just do it to Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett.
I'm going to tap 1 CP here to cast Rude. Rude says if you control job president of Shinra, the job member of the Turk's forwards you control gain 1,000 power and brave. So that would be
all of them?
Members of the Turks.
Oh, members of the Turks do. Okay.
So that would these 3.
Okay. The Turks were cool, right? I'm not making this up. In Final Fantasy VII, they were cool, kind of,
They were
right?
cool. Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm going to attack with all 5 separately.
Because Brave allows you to attack, right?
They all get haste.
I think you might actually have me.
Yeah, because of Reno. Reno says, at the beginning of the attack phase, during each of your turns, if you control 4 or more job members of the Turks... Oh, I don't actually.
Because you control, what, 3?
Man, just kidding. So I can't attack with
Rude. Okay, so I think I can survive this.
Yeah. That's a real shame.
I think I can survive this. Okay, so what are you going to do here? So these guys are all dulled, by the way. So it might have been a tactical error to attack with those 3 as a party. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to attack with this guy.
Okay, I'm going to block with this. He's 5,000 and has first strike. So I think it's just going to take him out.
I'm going to attack with the other 4.
Wait, can Rude attack? He just deployed this turn, right? So I think you can attack with...
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
So I think you can attack with those 2. Yeah, so I'm going to block this. I think he kills him.
Yep.
And then those 2...
Dull and freeze when this goes into my graveyard, Barrett.
So he's dull and frozen. So I don't know when he unfreezes. But then I think I take 2 damage, right?
3.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. That's right. He doesn't... Okay. So I have 1 life left, essentially. So this is lucky this soldier 3rd class survived. So is it my turn then? Okay, I'm gonna undull. I think I can salvage this.
I think you win here.
I think so. All right, I'm going to discard a cloud and spend 4. And cloud is going to come out. He costs 6, so I had to pay a red and a yellow. When he enters, I can choose 1 forward and deal 10,000 damage. I'm going to do that to Rufus. Goodbye, my friend Rufus. And all the forwards I control gain haste, so I think that's the whole crew here. And I'm just going to attack with everybody, and I think that's going to be game over.
Take 1 damage and be dead.
Okay.
2
So,
damage and be dead.
yeah. Good game. I think maybe let's just chat for like 2 or 3 minutes about how that felt as sort of a different game. We play Magic together, so for background, we do play cards. Aaron, what are kind of your thoughts of this, mechanic? What did you think?
Well, I kind of like the damage mechanic. I think it's kind of interesting. And I like the combat mechanic. I'm not totally understanding like the attack and party system. It seems very similar to a really old school Magic called banding.
Okay.
But I'm still struggling with like understanding it. I think on this particular deck, I felt a little hamstrung by the fact I needed to have the entire Turk set out.
I think also you just drew a lot of summons, which I think summons are supposed to be like instants, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be kind of playing those during my attack phase. And there's an entire concept of like the stack, which is exactly what it sounds like, where you cast something, then I cast something, and we didn't really get into that because we're newbies, but I think that is something that might be, more interesting with different decks that, aren't pre-made decks. I thought this was fun. I think that these decks thematically are great. A big fan of sort of like, Shinra and Avalanche. I think this is kind of a good entry point. I'm kind of intrigued. I might buy some more stuff to see if I can kind of buffer these up a little bit. I do think that there's some big swings there, right? That like we saw happening in that turn where I was almost wiped out. I think that's maybe just a result of most games, but we went from, kind of like battling it out to you're going to deal 5 damage to me in 1 turn.
The pace of the game seems really fast.
Yes.
It feels like it can go very quickly.
Yeah,
You can play
I
a
think-
game in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe that's just, our beginner approach, but it also seems like there's some bombs in here that are maybe like Cloud seems very strong. But of course he costs 6. I think that the backs costing money to put down is interesting. I'm used to just lands being like a free,
same.
every turn you're ramping. So it makes the choice to ramp or not ramp a little more strategic. And that's kind of interesting. I also like that you can always discard cards for mana, right? Like that's kind of a nice way of, artificially ramping and kind of giving that choice. Would you play again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good, because I'm gonna buy more stuff, so we got to play again. Well, I just want to say thank you to anyone who's made it this far in the video. I hope this has been fun and educational, and maybe we'll do a little bit more, get a box, and tweak this stuff. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.